Welcome to Happiest Places Home, the interior design channel. If you're into interior design, you'll love it here. If you'll join me, we will head into At Home, the design store. I found a lot of Pottery Barn dupes, which I know you love, and there are decor items, outdoor items, wreaths, doormats, just all kinds of things that you need as you transition into spring and summer, but then also just decor items for all year round. And we're going to get started with one of those items right now. I spotted these urns, and there are a few that you'll see in the video as I'm panning, but the ones that I'm focusing on, which are also a dupe for Pottery Barn urns, are the two ridged ones that are side by side. If you were to buy these, I would do two, and they would look great on opposite sides of a mantle. Or a multitude of places. So these are 17.5 inches high, so that's very tall. And, over a foot tall on a vase means that you have a nice, substantial, designer-looking piece. I like that. But I do think that these could fit into multiple design styles, traditional and modern. It's the type of thing that if you buy it, you may thank me years from now for finding you something that you did want to keep forever, because they will just last and last in terms of style. Now, these are $40 each, which is more than most items at home, decorative items. But I think they're worth it, because compare these to Pottery Barn's ginger jars. The tall version of the Pottery Barn jar is 13.5 inches tall. So it's shorter than the ones at home. And the one that is most comparable is $89 versus the at home $40. So you may want to pay the extra for Pottery Barn. Just go ahead if you want the smoother finish. But I do like the idea that these are ridged, but they still look so sleek. Do you know what I mean? There are so many different vase looks, and this is only one portion of one wall. But I'm pulling out things that I think are dupes for Pottery Barn or things that I think look nice. And in the case of the next one that I'm going to zero in on, it's both. So it is a green urn vase, and there are 3 different sizes at home. And at the moment, Pottery Barn only has one size in the vase that this can be compared to. Theirs is on clearance for $29.99, and it was popular starting the end of last summer into fall. They also displayed it a lot at Christmas. So if you were a fan of this vase at the time, now's the time to buy it at Pottery Barn. But you could have 3 to coordinate together from at home. The 14 inches $49.99, 9 inches $24.99, and the 6.5 is $9.99. I think getting 2 or 3 would look great in a little coordinated floral display. You've probably seen a lot of these pieces on this wall that I've shown you because they are dupes for Pottery Barn items. Now, they have 2 different types of their blue and white collections. One is really chinoiserie, so it's very traditional. The other is a little more abstract. It has more birds in it, and the design sometimes is stretched out a little more. This is a traditional piece. $12.99 for that small one. And these are decent dupes for a few actual traditional pieces that Pottery Barn has, not the Montrose collection, different. So the tall one that's at the top, that's rounded, that is $19.99. And that would coordinate nicely with a lot of the pieces there. So look at this. Pottery Barn does have their ceramic blue and white jars with lids, and they're more petite than the at-home. But the prices for the at-home ones are much better. So just an idea there. Now I wanted to show you something else. I actually went to At Home in search of this vase. Not because I particularly am super in love with it, but it is a great dupe for the new vase collection at Pottery Barn. Now these came out probably 2 or 3 months ago, but they are a spring and summer item, and they're on sale right now at Pottery Barn. But I did think that this piece was a very good alternative to those. I spotted this round tray. It's $49.99, but it is huge. It's hard to tell when it's lined up against those other things, but it's a really large round tray. And those can be helpful to break up some straight lines on a rectangular or a square coffee table, or just to gather some items if you have a really large island or countertop. And it could also be to place on an ottoman, perhaps on that bed that I showed you last week outside with some little glasses and iced tea or coffee. Anyway, just some thoughts. Now, you may have thought $49.99, but Pottery Barn has a hand-woven tray for $179. That's the same exact size. They have multiple color options in theirs, and I linked those because I think they're really great. I really like this extra large tray. It's $39.99 and it's woven. The pattern in it with the rectangular portion in the middle and then the different designs that go on either side is very trendy right now. And you may cover that up with plenty of things and never see that, or you could prop this up somewhere and see it very well for when you're ready to use it. But it does look very identical to the Pottery Barn Tava tray, which is $199 compared to the $39.99. So that's a really nice savings. When I saw this mosaic tray at the at-home store, I thought it looked a lot like one that they have at Williams-Sonoma. And their small is $248 versus the $20 at home, and the large is $375 versus the $24.99 at home. Now, I also just wanted to show it on its own here because you get an up-close vision of how pretty this is, but also, you know, they're thinking of it as a kitchen item, but you could also use this on your dresser in your bedroom, and that way you can fit some jewelry and other accessories on it when you take them off more easily. It could go really anywhere, and you can use it as a tray outdoors, but you just wouldn't want to leave it out there. I think there could be so many uses for this, and it's a wonderful price. What would look so beautiful on any of the trays that I just showed you is the inclusion of a white orchid in a pot. And I've selected two out of the ones you're looking at, the one right there, and then another like two over. And they are linked because I think they're very affordable. That one was $24.99. And that's probably my top pick. So these look great on a tray to give some lift to the various things that you may be displaying on there. A really great deal at home is this 25 by 25, so a huge picture frame. It opens to an 8 by 10 photo, and it is $29.99, which is a very low price compared to the others that you'll find out there. There is a large square frame that's a little bit smaller at Target for $50, and it has glass. This one has acrylic. But if you're buying multiples, and I would buy 4 of these, then that extra savings really does help. So I would hang them about 4 inches apart on the top and on the sides in a large square format. And it's just a really beautiful designer look on a wall, and you need a decent size wall for that. This is the Rogan sofa, and it's only $499 at home regular price. By the way, you can get 15% off of anything if you join their loyalty club. You get that coupon right in the beginning. So this is 78 inches wide, so it's a normal size sofa. And it has a lot of support for your back, very cushiony, and it's comfortable. So I think that this is a bargain in terms of a sofa, and it does look very stylish. I like the idea of the 2 seats and the 2 back cushions. I think it looks very sleek. So wanted to point that one out to you. I feel like it's helpful to see it in a room setting, so I thought I would include this photo from their website. So you can tell that it just looks like a normal size. Here's a really nice up-close view of the Carter headboard, which I showed you in a recent video, and it's a bargain. The queen is $199 and the king is $299. And even though you don't have the footboard or the full bed, you can dress up the bottom of your bed with a bench and save a lot of money by doing just the headboard. Another trick is to get a very fitted bed skirt so it doesn't look skirty, it looks more boxy. And I'll cover a few of those on a future video. Someone did ask me to do that, so I'm sorry I haven't done it sooner, but I will very soon. Here is a really fun modern dining chair. It's called the Valentina. It's $179.99, and I think that's a good value because these you can buy for, I don't know, hundreds at Pottery Barn and other locations. This does have that boucle effect, so just wanted to mention that. It's not like a linen situation, but it does also look very modern for that reason. Before we enter the cushion section of At Home, which is massive, I wanted to get us in the right headspace for comparison to Pottery Barn. So just a chair seat is $109 to $119 at Pottery Barn. And then one of the things we'll talk about is deep seating. And at Pottery Barn, let me see the price, $349 to $429. I selected certain cushion designs that I thought were very similar to Pottery Barn, since I know you guys like that, and I took some of the guesswork out of it and some of the search out of it. If you go in the store, it's a huge section, so many different options. But let me give you some prices and you'll see some of the patterns that I think are the preferred. One of my favorites is the navy blue and white cabana stripe pattern. And I'm going to give you prices of the different items. Now, everything that you'll see, it will always be the same price for that item because all of the patterns that I chose are from the same collection, which makes sense and shows that my taste is consistent. All right, so let's go back to this bench seat. There are two types of bench cushions. There is a flat, which is what you're looking at here, and it's $29.99. And that is for a bench seat. Right now, I think that you can buy one, get one half off of those. There is also a tufted version, which I'm about to show you. And I have to say, and I hope you'll agree, I put this in slow motion so I had plenty of time to talk. I hope you'll agree, the tufted version is not as designer looking as the flat, and meanwhile, you're saving money by getting the flat. So the flat's $29.99, the tufted is $39.99. In all of the patterns that I'll show you, there are attached versions of the seat chair and your back piece, or unattached. It is less expensive at home to get them attached, but they do, and you can see there's a zipper there, and you can take them out and put them in the laundry either way. Now, this one is a deep seat cushion, so that's more designer and thicker, and the connected is $59.99. If you wanted to get one that was a little more flimsy, and you'll see it in a moment, maybe a few moments, that's $29.99. This pattern is called Ashmore Marine, and by the way, all of this stuff is linked, so you don't have to go searching for it. But this is, very familiar to you, I'm sure. There have been a lot of pillows out there that have been trending for a year or so with this type of pattern. And these would be all the same prices as what I've shown you, but I wanted to mention the chair cushion. If you get it tufted, it's $24.99. But again, I like the flat look on a chair cushion, just the seat cushion, and that's $19.99. This is their corded cushion. You could also say piped. And they're like a little more fluffy and designer. It's $24.99 for that one. Here's a very small lumbar, and those are $9.99. You can get all of the different patterns that I'm showing you at these same prices for these same pieces, like I said before. Now, there's also a large lumbar, but I think I'll show you that in a minute. These are the same as what I showed you before, where it was a deeper seat cushion cover, but this pattern is a very subtle striped. This to me looks like Modern Farmhouse, so I thought I would show you this. I thought you might like that. It also has like that seersucker feel in certain points. That was the piped cushion again. This one is a medallion pattern, and there's a piped cushion once again. So same price for all of those, $24.99. And then they do have square cushions as well. There's a small and a large, but I will show you those particularly. Now, you may have noticed my house last week, and there's a lot of black and white stripe in terms of outdoor. So you know I like these. You know, if you think this is too over the top for you, maybe a little too French Riviera, then the other ones might suit you better. But again, the prices are all the same because these are part of the same collection that had the blue and white stripe. And that's the deep sheet bench cushion. Now you can see right there to the right, that is an example of the chair cushion that is not deep seat. So it is cheaper, and let me see the price again. That's $29.99 as opposed to the $59.99 of the deep seat. So you can go in that direction, of course. If you don't spend a lot of time outdoors, you might just want to grab the least expensive and to have it for your comfort. When it comes to the piping on these cushions, when it's the striped pattern, it doesn't match up and it looks kind of weird. So if you were to get just a pillow, I would go for the square, which is this one, and the larger one is 20 inches and it's $14.99. I think that's an excellent value. Right now we're spotting one of my favorite outdoor umbrellas, and it's the black and white. It has the cute white detail along the sides. You'll see it a little closer up there. So this one is $99.99. Otherwise, there are a lot of plain color umbrellas, and not necessarily those that would match all of the patterns we just saw. I have a large selection of wreaths coming up, so don't get discouraged by a chimenea, which I'm sure you haven't seen in a long time. But they do have this beautiful one at the at-home store, and it's $99.99. So a lot of people are buying fire pits these days, but I thought this is an elegant alternative if you're still interested in giving one of these a try. Let's stroll down the wreath aisle. There are so many options. I did select 4 different ones that I would recommend that I thought were the most lovely. And I just wanted to give you a glimpse of how many options you have, and it depends on your palette and all of that sort of thing. But you may have guessed that 2 of mine have white flowers, but then the others have some color, so you might be surprised. Now, the first one I'll pause on really briefly is this tulip. Now, I did suggest a tulip a month ago, and that is still available, so I'll link it. And that has a drapey feel, but I thought this was very well done. And then another one of my favorites is the magnolia there, and we'll spend more time on that one. I feel like the leaves, the glossy leaves, are very beautiful. You're going to need to arrange them and put them in place. I have another wreath like this from At Home, and it's just the magnolia leaves, and it looks great once you put them all, together, because these are all packed up in boxes, so what can you do? So this one's $39.99. That tulip one was $24.99, but we'll focus on this longer just because I did think this was probably the best pick for right now and for the summer. Now, if you did like color and you like the dried flower look of certain Pottery Barn ones, I'm going to drop in some pictures after this of the Pottery Barn ones that are similar, which are over $100. But this is the smaller one, it's $19.99, and that had a lavender look. And then this one has just different colors, different flowers, but it's larger. So this one is going to be $29.99. And those, I think, are gorgeous. So let me drop in the Pottery Barn photos now. Here's just a quick example of this style of wreath. And there's our real dried flowers. And you're saving $100 by getting the at-home version. I spotted this really beautiful estate size doormat, and this one says welcome. It's got beautiful flourishes on it, which are back in style, as you know from my videos, but this is very large. It's 22 by 47 and only $9.99 on sale right now. A very coastal looking doormat is typically this knotted look. It's supposed to be made of rope if you want it to be truly coastal. I don't think this one is. And this one's called the Panama braided rug. And did you notice that I didn't pick these up for you? Don't ever pick these up with your bare hands because you will get splinters or poked, and like you literally can bleed from them. Not to be so dramatic. I'd imagine you've seen these bunny doormats out there in a number of places, but the at-home version is very inexpensive. It's $12.99, and I think that white bow is very cute. I'm going to put it side by side with the Pottery Barn one, and you'll see theirs has more detail, but I think I like this one better, literally. I know, not just for the price. So ours is $12.99, and the Pottery Barn version, which is very pretty, is $49.99. A viewer has requested a dupe, and I don't know her name. Her handle doesn't say what her name is, which is smart, you know. Now, this is the Newport Arch Mirror, and it's $449 at Pottery Barn. It's really beautiful. And this one's pretty large. It's 32 by 40. Now, I found two alternatives to this. The first one's from At Home. It's their arched wooden wall mirror, and it's $59.99. I actually prefer the color of the At Home, but not so much that if I had the budget, I wouldn't get that Pottery Barn one because it's just substantial and gorgeous. You'll notice the at-home mirror is also just smaller, 17 by 25, but I think that's a great deal. Now, I also like this one from Wayfair, and this one is much bigger, 36 by 24. So this is on sale right at the moment that I'm talking to you for $125. I don't know if that will last until you see it tomorrow. I'm recording Friday, so it might be $166, but it's still a wonderful deal. And this one has more of a woven rattan rather than the wood, which is carved to look like rope. But I still think it's a very beautiful look. I don't know if you agree, but the at-home one is obviously the better deal. I wanted to point out that the tray that I showed you earlier would look great in the same room as that mirror from Wayfair. So if you got both, you would really have a cute coordinated thing going on. This is a viewer request, and it came in from a new viewer named Sonia. We have, I think, 3 viewers that I hear from named Sonia. One of them I did a dupe for in the past, but this is a new Sonia. And she wanted the Keller side table at Pottery Barn, but thought that the $500 price was a bit much and wanted me to find something comparable. So I found 2 things for you. I did find the exact table, but I'll show you that next. The first dupe is from Amazon. It's $120 compared to the $500. It's just a little bit less wide. And I wondered, I'd like to hear from you, Sonia, if you actually prefer this, but it may be that you like those 2 legs on the side, the double leg. But now let me show you, I did find you savings on the exact table by the same maker that provides it to Pottery Barn. This is something that they outsource, and you can tell by the image too. It doesn't look like other pieces that they have in their designs. The price for the exact same table at Amazon is $416. So if you're in love with all of the specifications of the particular table at Pottery Barn called Keller, then go ahead and just get the exact same thing for less on Amazon. Everything is linked in the description box, Pottery Barn and the dupes from At Home and the other dupes that I showed you along the way. When it comes to the patio furniture cushions, the link will be for the type of item, and then you can choose your pattern once you get there. I hope you enjoyed spending time with me at home, and I hope that you will also join me next week for my next video, Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time.